So wonderful, we were missing you and hopefully seeing the honor again in the business. So what was the mindset when we saw a big target from the Vancouver? So was it in your mind that it was achievable, a big total in the 20 overs game?
I'll go back to before the game first. I looked at the wicket and I thought this is going to be interesting. I thought maybe 150, 160 was going to be a good score, but Evan Lewis and Andre Russell, they hit the ball as far as anyone in the world, and geez, they we gave them a bit of luck. Obviously, I dropped a catch, and that no ball was quite costly. We probably could have restricted them to a few less than 228, but we thought a few partnerships. The boundaries are quite short. The pitch played so much better than we expected, and I thought Anton Devcic was magnificent. He struck the ball really well from ball one. It was nice to put a partnership together with him, and chasing 228, you need a lot to go right, and we timed it to perfection, and it's a great way to start the tournament.
Steve, 3 months off. How was your mindset coming into today? What were you nervous? Were there difficulties you had to grapple with? What were you thinking at the time?
I normally don't get real nervous before I play, but I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous today. 3 months off, and I haven't hit that many balls back home. I've had a couple of nets, but got here, haven't had a hit on turf. Hit indoors yesterday and felt pretty good, and had a bit of luck today, but and I didn't feel as good as I probably ever have, but it's nice to score some runs when you're not feeling good, so hopefully some positive signs. I can't hear you, sorry.
Your thoughts of playing under Darren Sammy as a captain?
Yeah, he's been great so far. He's obviously won 2 T20 World Cups as skipper. He's extremely experienced, and we've got a really good bunch of guys. I spent the last few days trying to get to know the local fellas, and they're terrific guys. And I think there's some seriously good talent here as well. So, I'm really excited about being here to begin with, and to start the way we have has been been really good, and hopefully we can keep playing well in a couple of days' time.
Steve, how have you handled the last 3 months emotionally, and how's it changed, yourself as a person and how you look at the game?
I've been up and down with my emotions. If I'm being honest, it's I've had times, particularly watching the boys play in England and not play as well as they could have, and England play extremely well. It was hurting me that I couldn't go out and help them and help them win games. And when they hopped on the plane over there, I had some emotions that were a bit down, but it's it's been tough, but I think I needed a break, if that makes sense. It's obviously come under some ordinary circumstances, but I was really mentally fatigued. After the Ashes, I put so much into the Ashes that I even think back to the one-day games after the Ashes. I don't think I've ever hit the ball that bad in my life. I was making horrible decisions, and I just felt horrible at the crease. And I think it all just comes down to the mental sort of part of the game, and just putting so much into that Ashes back home that it just took so much out of me. So a bit of a break perhaps isn't the worst thing. Hopefully I'll be able to come back and perform at a really high level again, but we'll see what happens.
From Next TV. The question is, world cricket is so much better with you back in it, because you enjoy the status of that global superstar, and I just want to ask you, talking of help, what can you help this Canadian Cricket League being the world superstar and Canada being the associate country? What can you offer to bring them back to the fore?
I think they've done an extraordinary job putting this tournament together in such a short space of time. They've attracted some quality international stars, and as I said before, there's some great local talent here that I want to help. There's some guys there that play some really good cricket, and if I can help Canadian cricket progress and get better, they've been growing for some time now. I remember playing against Canada in the World Cup in 2011, and they weren't part of the last World Cup, but you know, I think the talent that they've got here, there's no reason why they can't, you know, be competitive at international level. And, you know, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, to help put Canada on the map as such in international cricket. And, you know, it's been great that they've been able to attract so many great international stars to do that. And today was well, what a start, you know. There's 228 and gets chased down. You know, that's quite amazing.
Steve, was there anything or anyone that helped you get over the incidents in Africa in the past few months?
Yeah, I've had a close group of people that have really helped me. My manager is here with me, my fiance Danny, and my old man, and a couple of close mates that have really helped me. And, you know, that's made a big difference to me. And, you know, I've been, I guess the last couple of months, having some time off, I've been fortunate to do some really good work, and with Gotcha for Life and Gus Warland, talking about the mental health space, and, you know, about sort of manning up and, you know, being vulnerable, and sometimes it's okay to not be okay and things like that. So, you know, it's been quite therapeutic for myself, but also I think a lot of the kids at the schools that I've gone to, I know that we've made a big difference so far, and, you know, that's just made me feel, I guess, good in a way. And I'm going to do a lot more of that work when I get back home, but I'm fortunate that I've had the close people to me that have helped me get through what was a pretty difficult time in my life.
Question from there, please.
Sorry?
Hi Steve, Tasneem from World Cricket.
Hello.
It's great to see you back in the game. Obviously, you came into the sport as a leggy. How do you feel about having the ball here, and how well suited do you think the pitch is for your bowling?
The pitch isn't suited to my bowling at all, nor is the ground. So let's hope that I'm not required. But obviously playing on this, things might change. This is the first game, and there's probably going to be a lot of traffic on these wickets. So come the back end of the tournament, maybe I'll ask to have a bowl, but not at this stage, I can assure you of that.
Sorry, Stu, you mentioned your old man, and we all remember after Cape Town, he was standing beside you in Japan. What does it mean to him and some of those other people you mentioned that you're back and playing cricket, do you think?
They know that I, you know, absolutely love this game, and you know, all I've ever wanted to be is a cricketer. And you know, I think they'd just be happy to see me back playing the game. And yeah, as I said, you know, I was fortunate to score some runs in my first game back, and I didn't feel as good as I would have liked, but as I said, it's nice to score runs when you're not feeling good. So, you know, I know all the people back home, you know, be really proud, I think, of me playing here, and for the reasons that I'm here for as well. So, you know, it's nice to be out in the middle.
Last two questions. Question from here, there, and this gentleman. Last two questions. Question from here.
Steve, down here.
Hi.
When you left the field, it seemed like many here give you motivation and them were on their feet. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to, yeah, to hear people supporting you. And since we've been here in Canada, it's been exceptional. At the opening the other day, there were so many fans around, and just, I think, happy that they've brought this tournament here. And I think, as I said before, it's great for Canadian cricket that they've been able to attract so many stars. That the teams are full of stars, and it's really competitive, good cricket. So, you know, it's great to be playing here, and it's great to have the support that's here as well.
Motivations for you, specifically for you as you were leaving, is that a little more to you there?
It's nice, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's great to have the support. So, you know, I'm thankful that everyone's been, I guess, supportive since I've been here.
Last two questions. Question from there.
Steve, question from local Toronto media. I just wanted to ask you, did you know much about cricket in Canada and this ground in particular before arriving here? And the second part of the question, you talked about needing a break. Is cricket like this part of that break, or is cricket like this part of getting back into the swing of play?
So, yeah, that's an interesting question. And people have asked me if I'm going to play in a lot of tournaments around the world whilst I'm, I guess, suspended from playing international cricket, and I'm going to play this one and then go from there. But I know I'm going to go back, and I want to try and make a difference at Sutherland. You know, Shane Watson's going to be playing there, so it'll be great to, I guess, reunite with him. Sorry. But yeah, you know, I'm getting married back home as well, so I do have a lot to look forward to. But we'll see. If I'm playing in other tournaments, there's every chance it'll be later on, probably next year.
So just last question was that Toronto and Canada part. Did you know much about Canadian cricket?
Oh, sorry. I'd heard little bits about this ground, that it was quite small and you know, probably nice for batters, but you know, I didn't know a heap. As I said, I played against Canada in 2011, and they've been on the radar and trying to improve, I guess, ever since. And I guess this tournament's only going to, the exposure that I guess it gives Canadian cricket, it's exceptional, and you know, it's great to be here and being involved in the inaugural T20 tournament.
Last two questions.
Steve, Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press. When you got back out there playing the game you love, were you just focusing on the game, or did anything go through your mind about the journey you've gone through to get here?
Honestly, when I'm out in the middle, everything else is a blur. I just concentrate on what I'm doing, and you know, it's almost like my haven, I guess, if you want to call it that. I just love being out in the middle and playing the game, and the Toronto Nationals team has been great. Everyone's been really accepting, and you know, it's been good to get to know a couple of the guys this first week or first couple of days, and great to start on a winning note. So I'm excited for the rest of the tournament.
Last question, please.
Getting back to the haven.
Say that again, sorry.
Has that been a welcome, getting back to the haven, getting what's happened?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. It's been a difficult time in my life. There's no doubt about that. But as I've said, I've accepted my punishment. I've accepted what I've gone through, and I'm moving forward. And part of my sort of rehab is playing cricket as well. And you know, that's what I love doing. And you know, I want to help Toronto Nationals win this tournament, and most importantly, just have a good time. And that's what Darren Sammy's been, I guess, relaying to us, is let's go out and enjoy it and have fun and play some good solid cricket. So it's been great so far.
Last question.
Yes, Steve, just your thoughts on Nickel Dunga, best scoring game. He was 4 overs, 2 for 20.
He's got some terrific skills. You know, usually spin bowlers are a bit easier to face indoors. I'm talking about yesterday when we were practicing, and I couldn't get a hold of him. I got most of the other spinners, but I struggled to get a hold of him. I think he's got some great variations, and you know, he's one of the Canadian players that I want to help and continue to improve. But he's certainly got a lot of skills. He's very similar to Sunil Narayan the way he bowls, and you know, he's got a really bright future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks. No worries.
Chadwick Welton, the wicketkeeper, was on the 8 runs, and the dozen was 25. And again, Andre Russell, a key man from Islamabad United, again assuring that why he is the key man in the Pakistan Super League in the Islamabad United, lowered down the order. He did the damage for Toronto Nationals and making 54 runs on 20 balls. He was not out along with that damage, pulling on towards the long on and towards the mid wicket. Beautiful shots we have seen at the end, and ultimately with us that how he was turning the game in the Pakistan Super League in the later stages of the game when Lahore was eventually out of the Pakistan Super League. But we saw that because of Narayan, how they came back in the business. And you remember that when Narayan was not performing with the ball, the trump card for them is that he was performing with the bat also. That was the one thing which was very important. Other important man ground Lahore, and India was playing in the Bombay. At that time it was not Mumbai, and both were the favorites to make the grand finale in the Calcutta. So what happened said that Pakistan lost to then underdogs Allen Borders Australia